Show up anyway. Discipline is not about pushing harder, it's about removing excuses. It's about showing up even when the feeling is gone, even when you're bored, even when you get tired. It's what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. And let's get this clearly. Discipline is not a punishment and it's not supposed to feel like suffering. Discipline is building a system that works for you, that fits into your schedule, into your routine. It's really important that you don't get this mixed. Discipline is not the same thing as being completely strict in a box and doing things, and you can't miss a day, and you can't do things wrong, and you can't make a mistake. No. Discipline is being brave enough to show up even when you don't feel like it. Even when you wake up and you have a headache or something and you don't feel like doing it. But you show up anyway. And it doesn't need to be the same way every day. That's the most important thing about discipline. You can adjust to make sure you will follow and you will be disciplined. You can make little adjustments in your routine to make sure you follow your routine and you keep it in the schedule and you have your discipline. Because if discipline feels violent, it's unsustainable. So that's why it's so important that you do it in a way that you know that you're able to do it and that you're able to follow it. Even if it's 5 minutes a day, even if Mondays is through reading a book, even if Tuesdays are through listening to music. Just make sure you're exposed to the language and you do it every single day. Keep going, keep showing up. Because if you find yourself a system that is too strict and too hard to follow, by day 7, you will be tired and you will be done with it and you're not going to keep doing it and you're not going to show up anymore. And that's when you lose your own game. So think about it this way. It's really like a game, and you get to decide the rules. The only rule that it's already established is that you got to learn the language, and you just got to, that's your final result, got to be learning the language, okay? The way that you do it, it's up to you. You got to make up the rules. So make sure that you make rules that you can follow and rules that are going to get you to your goal, to your final goal, that is learning a language. And for that, you need discipline, okay? You really need to do it. To even if it's in your pace. Like, oh, let's say I can't do it for more than 40 minutes a day. That's no problem. Okay? If all you have every day is 10 minutes to learn that language, I am sure that you can fit your language into your routine in other ways that you don't have to on purpose spend like undivided attention on that. But if you only have 10 minutes to give undivided attention to that language, then that's what you're going to do. All right. But you're going to have the discipline. Since you set up the rules, you're going to follow it because no one is telling you to do that. You were telling yourself to do it. So you're going to make sure that you're able to do it. Okay. So show up. Okay. And if one day you wake up and you're not feeling like doing it, make a little adjustment, but show up anyway. Show up anyway. You decided that you wanted this for your own reasons. So now you're going to do it. There's no one pressuring you to do it but yourself. You got to look in the mirror and expect something from you because you know that you're able to do it. You know that you're capable, that you're smart. You can do it. I know that you can do it, and you know that you can do it. So you got to trust yourself and believe in yourself enough to follow and have the discipline to keep up with the standards that you put for yourself. Because when you do that, when you show up even in a day that it feels hard and that if you're tired, if you do that, your brain will believe in you even more. You tell your brain that, hey, even when I don't feel like doing it, I do it. And that will build self-respect and self-trust. You'll trust yourself more. You'll feel more capable, like, hey, I'm not weak. I felt like I couldn't do it and I did it anyway because I got this because I'm strong and I decided, so I did it. That builds up your ego and your confidence in your self-respect and just your image as a person for yourself. We're not here talking about other people. We don't really care about what other people are thinking, but for yourself. Isn't it so rewarding when you're like, hey, I'm establishing this goal for myself and then I go and I do it and I'm able to finish, to get to the finish line. It's such a rewarding experience, a feeling. Like it's so rewarding to be able to get there, to accomplish the goal that you set up for yourself. So the only way to do it is to set goals that you're able to do it and set goals that will push you to the finish line. So those two things are super important because when you show up consistently every day and you keep doing it and you don't give up and you show up, your brain will stop taking that thing in, or like considering that thing as something that you have to stop and pay attention and really make an effort to do it, and it will just become something that you do it on autopilot. If you do it enough, it will just fit into the system. It will fit into your daily routine, just as you brush your teeth, just as you go to sleep, as you eat. You just be there, and it will be something that you do it without even noticing. That's the point. That's the level that we need to get, where it's not something that you have to negotiate or debate with yourself. It's just something that you have to do it, and you're going to do it, and you're just not gonna be like about to do it and be like, oh, but I don't want it, or but I'm lazy. No, you're not even gonna question that. It's in your routine. You're disciplined enough to do it because again, you set up those standards for yourself. You set up those goals for yourself. So you're going to do it. And eventually it will become so natural and it will feel so good when you're able to do it without questioning yourself, without having to convince yourself to do that. It's so rewarding and you feel so much better as a person. It's a lot healthier for your brain too when you are that active, when you're that prepared and that motivated. But discipline is not you cannot depend on motivation to be disciplined because motivation goes away after a week or a week or two or three. You might not be motivated anymore. That does not matter at all. 0%. It doesn't matter. You cannot rely on being motivated to be disciplined. Those are two separate things. Okay? So don't rely on your motivation. Do it anyway. Show up anyway.